G'day guys, my name is Trent, aka LaxLime, bringing you a Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a battle against Garra. His link will be left down in the description below. I do know Garra mainly through Skyrender. I've seen him hanging out in the chats a bit and everything, but he has a fairly good team, and a fairly cool team at that, and my team's a bit experimental at this stage, but it's a nice team. It lacks a little bit of power, and I know that, but I like bringing stuff like this, so that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it was a really fun battle, and I did enjoy it. I sort of messed up a little bit because that WigglyTUFF is a big problem for my team. It really is a big problem. I've got nothing really to handle it, and I've got no moves to really handle it. So yeah, that's going to be hard to work through, but you know what, we will get into the battle and see how we go. I wasn't entirely 100% sure what he was going to lead off with, so I decided to lead off with Poliwrath, because Poliwrath can take some attacks. Now, Poliwrath is my special set, so I'm going to go for the Scald as he sets up the Toxic. I'm going for the Scald to get him down, like it should do about like 30 or so %, and then I can go for the Psychic on the next turn and actually take this out. I didn't want to reveal the Psychic straight away because he would just, yeah, he'd switch out on the next turn, obviously. But he ends up going for the Protect here, and I was just like, no way. So he's going to see that I have the Psychic, and he's going to switch the hell out of there, and I'm 100% sure on that. So I decided to make a switch at this point as well. I wanted to go out into my, what's it called? The, Electros middle form, Electic or something along, no, that's not right, I don't know, something along those lines. So I decided to switch out onto there just so I can get a knockoff on whatever does come in. He does bring out his Palm Tree. I am able to switch out into Moray, I call it, and he does eat up this Psyshock. He does a pretty good job at that, and then I do go for the knockoff in retaliation, and that does a decent amount of damage. I'm happy with that. I am able to get that Assault Vest off as he goes for the Giga Drain on the next turn, and I did not take that well. I really thought I would take that better. I normally run a mixed defense set on Moray, but this one is just fully defensive actually. So yeah, yeah, I was a bit shocked about how much I did. So I did go for the Toxic just to dwindle this down as much as I can, and then go into my Braxian, I think it's called, or Velps as I've called it. I will go for the Wish on the next turn. I'm sitting in here and I'm thinking, you know what, I can just Wish Protect Stall this thing out until it dies. I've got no problem with that. I'm so confident that will work. He does go for the Sludge Bomb, and then he gets the Poison. Of course he gets the Poison. Just as course he gets the Poison. So I am able to put that Wish up. But now, like because of the Poison, the Wish Protect Stall it sort of puts me in, it sort of makes it more difficult. It really does make it more difficult. So I sort of realize here, as he brings in WigglyTUFF, that I'm gonna have a really big problem to beat this. I've got nothing to hit it with super effective damage, and it's so bulky that I'm gonna struggle. I really am going to struggle to take this thing out, and it's gonna wall most of my Pokemon, unfortunately. I go for the Will-O-Wisp on this turn, and he misses. You know what? I wanted that Will-O-Wisp because I needed to dwindle it down some way. And of course it would miss when it's important, but you know, that's just the way the game is, and that's fine. I don't really mind. He does make a really good play out here, and he switches out and into his Palm Tree, and yeah, he played me so well on that turn, and he does get the Wish back, so he's back up to full health. And yeah, oh, you know what, I went for the Protect this turn just to scout what he was going to do. I should have just went for the Will-O-Wisp again, just because like the switch into WigglyTUFF was sort of sitting in the back of my mind, but I didn't know if he was game enough to do it. I wasn't 100% sure. You know, it's hard sometimes when you don't know how people play, and you gotta work around that. But I am getting dwindled down here, and I don't really want to stay in. I decided I want to go back out in Moray. I want to get these leftovers off. These leftovers need to come off, so I've got to go for the knockoff. I know that he's probably going to switch out into the Palm Tree again, but I need to go for the knockoff. There's no other way I can play this game. He is gaining so much momentum in this battle, and I am struggling. I really am struggling. So that does a decent amount, and I know that the Giga Drain is going to be enough to take me out, but I don't want to take go into anything else to take some unnecessary damage. So, yeah, I can at least go into, oh my god, what's it called? The crocodile one, and it is scarfed, so I will be able to like outspeed and then go for the crunch and kill this thing. I was really tossing up to go for the pursuit here if he wanted to switch out. He didn't end up switching out. I went for this the crunch just for the safe. I just felt a little bit safer. I just felt that was the right play. So he is down. I get my Moxie boost up, but it is going to do nothing as he sends in his Arbok. So I'm back down to normal. I'm locked in, so I've got to switch out. There's no other way I can do this. Yeah, I've got to switch out, and I decided to actually go into Poliwrath again. I can scare him out with the Psychic, but yeah, like he's going to switch out into his WigglyTUFF or Pinky, and that's an obvious play, and I knew it was coming, but I don't think any of the moves I had could really hurt Pinky anyway. Like I could have gone for the Scold just to sort of fish for the burn, but I just decided to go for Psychic just in case he stayed in, because he stayed in the last turn, and yeah, I just wasn't 100% sure. So I went for the Psychic, and that does nothing. It truly does nothing. So yeah, I'm losing so much momentum in this battle, and I know it, and I'm trying to cling back, but it's not really working out for me. I decide to make the switch here and go into Cradilly, because I thought, you know, Cradilly is actually will be able to eat his attack, and he's actually an offensive set that I've been sort of working on. I do have Sword Dance on this, and this thing also gets Rock Polish, so I can see it actually working, but you need sort of the right team, I guess. So I'm able to set up the Sword Dance on this next turn, and then I'm going to go for that Almighty Earthquake, which will take this thing out. It was a little bit risky just because he's got that Farfetch'd at the back, but I don't think he was sort of not expecting it, but you know what I mean. Like I don't think he knew what was going on. Like yeah. So the Earthquake does come down, and it does take him out. It was a critical hit. I don't know if it mattered or not. Like a +1. You think, yeah, it probably wouldn't have, because it is adamant. It's fully invested. It's a monster at +1 or +2 if you can get it to that. So he does bring out his Farfetch. I've got nothing I can hit him with. I have Stealth Rocks on this thing still. I think I need to change it to like Rock Tomb or Stone Edge or something. I don't know what it gets actually, to be honest, but I'll have to change it. And I go out to my Poliwrath, which is a dumb play. It was a super dumb play. You know why? I forgot that Poliwrath was a fighting type, and I really thought it could just eat it up. I truly thought it could eat up that Brave Bird. I totally forgot that it was a yeah, I totally forgot it was a fighting type, so that was dumb. I did go back into the alligator or crocodile and go for the crunch. It does nothing against Xenon. It truly does nothing against Xenon. So I have to switch out, because one attack will kill me, and there's no doubt about it. It's truly just a glass cannon. I decided I've just got to switch. I've got to switch in and sack off Velps here. There's no other way. I truly have lost all momentum in this battle, and I'm like this fat kid, like trying to get up the ladder. It's just not working out for me. As hard as I try, I'm not getting up there. I do go for the Brave Bird on the next turn, you know, knowing that it's not going to do too much, but at least it'll get some sort of damage off. And the Xenon is such a problem, and it's probably the biggest problem I've got at the moment, because I've got nothing that can really touch it. The Brave Bird doesn't do, it's a 3-hit KO, so I just have to go for another Brave Bird to see how much damage it will do, and it's sadly not enough. Yeah, but that's I'm in a bad position here. I'm really in a bad position, and whatever attack he goes through, because of Refrigerate, is going to kill me. So I am out of there. I do go into my crocodile, not crocodile, whatever it's called, and I just decided to go for the crunch. I thought that was probably my safest bet on this turn, and yep, the WigglyTUFF comes in, and there it is. I am completely walled out all over again. This thing was such a problem. I had nothing to do at this stage, and I was so disappointed because I took off Iron Tail for Pursuit on him, because I just didn't think I needed Iron Tail. I don't know why. I totally forget about fairy types at times, and like that they're weak against steel, and I wish I kept Iron Tail on. I really do. At this point, I'm forced to go for a Sword Dance. There's nothing else I can do. I'm forced to go for a Sword Dance as he goes into his Farfetch'd. He does. I assuming that he was he was a little bit scared of the rock type move, so he did switch out into his Auroras on the next turn. And I think he just wanted to get that wish passed into Farfetch'd as well, because it's a scary Pokemon to be up against. So he does come out into Auroras, and I am able to take him out with a Bullet Seed. I am so low in HP after this, after the toxic damage and the Life Orb rack up, that there's no way to switch out, and I only have I've only got the I forgot it again. The Crocodile Pokemon left, and this Leaf Babe is enough to take me out. I am going to go in there and go for a Stone Edge just to be able to kill this Farfetch, so I am not completely annihilated in this battle, and it does turn it into a 2-0 rather than a 3-0. I was really scared that I was going to actually miss this attack, but I did end up falling, as he will go into his Xenon in the next turn, and Xenon will eat this up like it is breakfast. There's no way that the Stone Edge is going to do too much to the Xenon, so that will be the end of the game. Yeah, I did take the lose, but it was a fun game and a good match nevertheless. So yeah, that's pretty much all from me today, guys. So Garra is a very good player. He's very good in the lower tiers, so he does play NU a lot. His link will be down below in the doobly-doo, so follow him on Twitter and, you know, battle him if you get the chance. I highly recommend it. Also, if you would like a chance to battle me, you can do the same on my Twitter, and I would happily accept a challenge that you guys present to me. So that is all from me, and I hope to see you guys next time, and have a good day.